Get out and don't come back, Mom yelled, tossing my clothes onto the lawn. 7 years later, security called. Ma'am, your parents are at the gate of your estate. I smiled coldly. Let them wait. I set down my coffee and stared at the security monitor. 2 small figures huddled under an umbrella outside my Malibu estate. The same parents who had discarded me like trash on my 18th birthday. The same ones who had called me worthless, a burden, a mistake. Ma'am, they say it's urgent family emergency. Family. The word tasted bitter. I'm Aurora Vale, though they once knew me as Emma and Richard Hale, the daughter they erased from their lives. At 25, I owned a tech startup valued at $200 million. I lived in a home my parents would never see in 10 lifetimes. And I had built everything from nothing, actually from active sabotage. Tell them to wait, I repeated. I'm in a meeting. I wasn't, but they could stand in the rain for a while. God knows I had. 7 years ago, on my 18th birthday, Mom ripped the covers off my bed. Get up! You're 18 now, legal adult. Time to go. I blinked. Go where? I have school. Not anymore. Your father and I decided. We're done raising you. But I graduate in 2 months, I protested. Shouldn't you have thought of that before deciding I was a disappointment? My crime? I had refused to drop out at 16 to work at my uncle's factory. I wanted to finish school, maybe college. I had dreams of building something meaningful. To Karen and Dale Hale, that made me ungrateful. My younger brother Logan smirked from the doorway. At 16, he had already dropped out, the golden child who knew his place. Mom, please, I begged, as she threw my clothes onto the lawn. Where are you supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. Maybe those fancy dreams will keep you warm. Neighbors watched, some pitied, some judged. In our small Georgia town, parents' word was law. If the Hales were throwing out their daughter, she must have deserved it. Dad stood on the porch, arms crossed. Don't come back begging when you fail. You made your choice. What choice, Akesha? I shouted. Wanting an education? Thinking you're better than us, he corrected. They went inside and locked the door. Just like that, I was homeless, with only the clothes they'd thrown out and $73 I'd saved from tutoring kids. I walked to the library and stayed until closing, trying not to cry. The librarian, Mrs. Lynn, noticed. Emma, shouldn't you be home? I don't have one anymore. She listened and did something that changed my life. She gave me a laptop. It's old, but it works. Don't let them win. You're brilliant. That night, I slept in the park, laptop clutched to my chest. The next day, I used the library's Wi-Fi to search for homeless programs. That's when I found Future Horizon, a program for homeless youth providing temporary housing and school help in Los Angeles. I spent my $73 on a bus ticket and never looked back. Future Horizon gave me a bed and online classes. I finished high school in 6 weeks and began coding courses. I was good. By 19, I freelanced web design. By 20, I rented a studio apartment. By 21, I built an app to help homeless youth find shelters, food banks, and job training. It went viral. Investors came. One said, "This is brilliant, personal experience." They invested $2 million. I expanded the app, hired developers, created partnerships. By 23, we'd helped 100,000 youth. By 24, Google offered $200 million. I said no. We were just getting started. Now, at 25, Path Horizon was the leading platform for youth in crisis. Ma'am, security interrupted. They're still waiting. Your mother is crying. Crying? Mom had never cried for me. Not when I begged to stay, not when I called from LA, starving and scared. Guest house, Etienne, I decided. I would meet them there. I didn't want them in my home. I dressed carefully. Designer jeans, Simple but expensive sweater, minimal jewelry. I wasn't the desperate girl they threw away. I was Aurora Vale, CEO of Path Horizon, Forbes 30 under 30. The walk across my estate took 5 minutes. Past the pool, tennis court, meditation garden. 5 minutes to face the people who had haunted my nightmares for 7 years. They sat soaked under the umbrella. Mom looked smaller, older. Dad gaunt. They looked up as I approached, and I saw the moment they recognized me. Emma, Mom's voice broke. It's Aurora now, I corrected. Emma died 7 years ago. Dad trailed off, studying my confidence, success. We didn't know, Mom whispered. You thought throwing out your teenage daughter would make her fine? Or did you hope I'd fail? Dad quietly admitted. We made a mistake. A mistake? A mistake is forgetting milk. You threw me out, withdrew me from school, told me I was worthless 7 years ago. That's not a mistake. Mom started crying harder. We see it now. We were wrong. Why are you here? I asked. Dad cleared his throat. Logan is sick, kidney failure, needs a transplant. We want you tested. I said flatly, I was his sister until you decided I wasn't. Why now? Mom begged. He's dying. Whatever happened between us, please. I stood. When you threw me out, when I begged, when you ignored my graduation, that's what happened. Dad gestured. This? Successful, happy, alive, rich. If I hadn't, would you be here? They admitted they only came because I could help Logan. That's not fair, I said. Was it fair when I slept in parks, went hungry, cried myself to sleep? Mom sobbed. We don't hate you. No. Then what do you call throwing out your child for wanting an education? Dad admitted. We couldn't give you college, couldn't understand your dreams. Easier to call you ungrateful than admit our limits. I nodded. 7 years of abandonment couldn't be erased. So, you threw me away. You were wrong. But Aurora, you're still Logan's sister. He needs help. Where is he? I asked. He doesn't know we're here, ashamed of how he treated you. I remembered his smirk as Mom threw my clothes out, his laughter when I begged Dad. I'll get tested, I said finally. Faces lit with hope, not for me, not for Logan, but for the boy they ruined. Thank you, Mom said. I stepped back. No free favors, you volunteer at Path Horizon shelters. Serve meals to homeless youth. Forever, or until you understand that every one of those kids is someone's Emma. Dad agreed, Mom agreed. I added a public statement too, admitting what you did. They nodded, defeated. One more thing. After the transplant, we're done. No happy reunions, no bragging. You lost the right 7 years ago. I understand, Mum whispered. I left. That night, I sat on my balcony thinking of the girl who slept in parks with a borrowed laptop. A text buzzed, unknown number. Logan. Aurora, thank you. I'm sorry for everything. I typed back, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for every kid told they're worthless. Blocked. 2 weeks later, test came back. I was a match. Surgery scheduled. Parents began volunteering. Logan recovered, promised to build his life. I kept the rainy day security footage, proof that the girl they called worthless built an empire. They had thrown me away. I had gained everything. Every Youth Path Horizon helped became my answer. Karma wasn't revenge, it was proof that thrown away children can build homes where everyone belongs.